In this video, I'm going to talk about how we can use bank accounts as the ultimate side hustle of 2024 and 2025. Not many people actually talk about this because not many people actually know about it or consider it to be a viable side hustle. This can make you more money than doing Uber on the side, Uber Eats, or Airbnb, or whatever it might be. This can be really lucrative for a lot of people. I actually saw a YouTuber recently mention how people who are doing the financial independence retire early FIRE method can use this as a churning FIRE, meaning that they can earn money to supplement their retirement that they have if they don't have a full retirement with very little work. And in this one case, we're gonna use bank account bonuses. Most people don't realize that it's a really lucrative system out there, and it doesn't take more than, let's say, 2 hours every single month. I'm not even gonna go that far. It doesn't take more than 20 minutes every single month. Maybe for the first month, it might take you about 2 hours to get it rolling, but every month after that, 10 to 20 minutes is all you need. So how can you actually profit from banks? Well, banks, if you ever opened up a bank account, usually they have a sign-up bonus, right? It costs banks money to actually market, to go on TV, to post ads on billboards. So what they do is they do referral marketing. So they get your friend, they get your aunt, your grandma, your granny, whatever it is, to refer you to join their bank. And by them telling you to join it, when you go and Google search it, usually it'll say join today and you get $200. Well, that's what we're gonna be working with. We're gonna be working with the $200. And before you say, oh, that's not $10,000, that's not a lot of money. How long does it take you to make $200 at work? I'll wait. And guess what? At work, if you make $200, you actually get taxed on that. So you have to work more than that $200. If you're making $50 an hour, that takes 4 hours. It's probably gonna take 4.5 hours actually when you consider the tax implications of that. With this method here, it takes under 20 minutes per month to make an extra $1,000 a month, extra $500 a month. $1,000 is doable, especially if you have a spouse. And I'm gonna show you how me and my wife are doing this. So we're gonna do 5 banks, and you don't even need all 5 of these to make an extra $1,000 this month alone. But let's jump straight into it. The first bank is actually my favorite bank out there because their credit cards are amazing. They have a good travel portal. They have a good business account. And the business account is key. I'm gonna talk about the business account at the end of the video because you might need it just for some of these. Chase Bank offers $300 when you sign up a new account. Now, if you have a friend, I'm your friend. If I send you my referral code, I'll get $50. So this is something that you can do later on after you get the bank account. But if you have a family member that also has Chase, just ask them for the link. If not, just click my link below. Chase is going to give you $300 when you sign up. Now, all of these banks pretty much require the same things. Some of them might make you want to do a debit card transaction, so you get a debit card in the mail and you gotta make 5 swipes a month, 20 swipes a month. Some bank accounts want you to spend $20 a month on your debit card. Now this isn't going to be $20 at the gas station, this is just $20. So you can honestly use it to pay your phone bill, you can use it to pay for gas, you can for anything you want. They just want to see transaction. Honestly, they just want you to use the account, so it doesn't matter what you use it on. Some other things that they are going to require, they're going to require a direct deposit or you to have an initial deposit. Sometimes they want both, sometimes it's just one or the other. And now these banks that I'm going to list, they actually require direct deposit, but I'm going to show you how the ones that require direct deposit are actually going to give you the most amount of money. And even if you don't have a regular job that pays you a W-2, if you're a contractor like my wife is, or like I was in the past, just doing my own business, I'm doing that myself right now. I'm gonna show you how to do that at the end with the business account. Right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna direct deposit. Now Chase just wants you to have $500 in direct deposit over 90 days. 90 days, $500. Most of y'all are working regular jobs. It takes you 1 week to earn $500. All you have to do is go into your employer's payroll website and you're gonna change your deposit from whatever bank account you're currently using to Chase Bank. Once that direct deposit hits, it's going to signal to Chase to send you money. Chase is going to give you $300 once that hit. Now, the terms and conditions a lot of the time say it could take them 3 months to pay you. It could take them 2 months to pay you after you meet that requirement or after the promotional period ends. Every promotion period is going to be different and it changes depending on the offer they're giving in every single bank. I've seen some banks say they're going to pay you out in January 2025. So even if you sign up before October, it says 2025 is when they're going to pay every single person. Some of those you might want to think about it, but Chase Bank and these other 4 I'm gonna give you aren't like that. Once you do it, they give you 60 to 90 days to pay you out. But honestly, most of them pay you out within that same week. They send that $300 to your bank account, and Chase is one of those. They just have that so they don't get sued and stuff like that. So what you're gonna do with Chase Bank is you're going to submit $500 of direct deposits within 90 days. And I like to tell people to make sure it's a direct deposit that's recurring. So you want to do this at least 2 times. Some banks make you do multiple direct deposits. They don't want to just see one, so they don't want someone to just get a tax return or some type of check real quick and then do direct deposit and then get that. So I like to tell people just to make sure so your account doesn't get flagged or whatever it is. Might happen, I don't know. Just do 2 direct deposits, so 1 month. So every 2 weeks, 1 month, and then you can switch back to your regular bank account. But I highly suggest if you don't have a Chase account that you start using Chase, because Chase is really good and they have cash back inside of their accounts again. So that's going to be the first bank. The second bank that could pay you over $550 is going to be Sofi Bank. Sofi Bank is an online bank account. They don't have physical office locations, but don't worry about that. It's not those fintech banks that's gonna collapse, right? It is a legit bank. They even own the name to SoFi Stadium where the Los Angeles Rams play in LA. So just know, they do a lot of investing products, they do a lot of loans, but they also have bank accounts for mobile banking and they give you a debit card. So SoFi Bank is actually going to give you $300 when you have $5,000 come into your bank account through direct deposit. So that means you need to have $2,500 come in every paycheck. Now, the course of this says 90 days or 60 days, I forget. I just did it, but I forget. The reason why I forget is because you have to read the offer terms. The offer terms on this say you have 60 to 90 days to do this, but once that first direct deposit hits, you only have 25 days to get $5,000 to come in. So a lot of these other companies, they'll give you the full 60 to 90 days to hit that. But for this one, you have less than a month, meaning you can only get 2 paychecks. You can't get 3 paychecks, 4, 5, 6, 7 paychecks, only 2 paychecks. So 4 weeks worth of pay. Now, if that's too much money for you and you don't have $2,500, remember I said at the end, I'm gonna give you a tip of how to get around this when you don't have large direct deposit coming in or you don't have a W-2 job. So just pay attention to the end. But SoFi Bank is going to be a good one. I referred my wife. I made some mistakes on my sign up. So we're only gonna get about $850 from this sign up, but that's a lot of money. $850 from one bank alone, times that by 12, and now you can see how we're making close to $10,000 just from bank account bonuses. And guess what? Because I already did the research and knew what to do, her sign up bonus, she already did it. It took 5 minutes for her to sign up, and I already know what to do with the account. So it's probably gonna take another 5 minutes to set that direct deposit coming up. And what coming from my direct deposits is gonna go into her because it's easier. So both people don't even need to have direct deposit coming in. And once you know how to do it for one bank or for that same bank, you can do it again if you have a spouse, super easy. So now for this month, probably spent about 2.5 to 3 hours, and I'm going to have over $1,000, over $1,500 come into my bank account because of this. This is easy. This is something that's good for a lot of people who are retired, don't have a lot of time, super busy, moms that need to take care of kids. My wife is dealing with an infant, a newborn right now, and this is one way that we can have some extra income coming in to help take care of that. But honestly, we're not gonna use that to take care of that. We're gonna use that to get into some more real estate and to travel. So this is something that you can do for yourself. Very little effort. You can still be working 40-hour weeks, 50-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks, just add some money. Now, $10,000 is a lot for a lot of people. You wanna know why? Because most people are making on average, what, $68,000, $63,000 a year. So $10,000, that's a sixth of that. Some people are barely making $35,000. If you're making $40,000, $10,000 is a 25% raise. Just by switching your direct deposits, you give yourself a 25% raise. This is crazy. This is the easiest way to give yourself over a 20% raise, over a 12% raise, is just to switch your direct deposit bank accounts once a month at least. And that can sound like a lot, but 10, 12, 25% is a lot of money when you're making $30,000, $60,000. The third bank is going to BMO. This is the bank I'm currently doing and just finished with. So BMO Bank has 2 different tiers. I learned about BMO Bank a while back because they're a good business bank. They give a lot of business credit, so go check them out for that side. I'm not familiar with their business credit products, so I can't give no recommendations right now. But when it comes to general business stuff, they're really good. But from the personal checking account side of things, BMO Bank has a 2-tiered system, so they're either giving $250 or $500. There's also a chance to make an extra $100 if you meet with an advisor, a financial advisor. They'll give you a Starbucks, I think Target, and another gift card, Amazon gift card, I think it is. But I signed up when they weren't doing that. If it's only an hour, that might be worth it for you, so meet with them if they're local. I think you can also do it over the phone. But $250 will come into your account if you get direct deposit within 90 days. The direct deposit needs to be $4,000 for the $250. But you have 90 days to do it, which means you have multiple chances of getting direct deposit, 3, 4, 5, 6 paychecks coming in. If you have way more than that, or you pay attention to the end of the video when I talk about how to maximize it, you can get the second tier, which is $7,500 in a more advanced bank account. When you have the higher bank account, that's for people that either have higher balances, higher incomes, or need some of the more products that come with that, like investing tips or support and stuff like that. When you have that higher tier bank account and you have $7,500 coming into your account, they're going to give you $500. So that's double for less than double. Meaning you're gonna get double the amount for the sign up bonus and you don't need double the paycheck. You just need about like 80% more, which is almost double, but it's not double yet. Now, when you have that happen, they're gonna give it to you, and for them, it says that you should get paid 30 to 60 days after. I forgot to mention for Sofi Bank, they actually paid me 3 days after I qualified for that bonus. So it didn't take the 60 days that they said. It only took 3 days and that went directly to my account. With BMO, I don't know how long it takes, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna take under a week for me to get it. I know other people that have gotten it. I'm in all the forums about it as well. And I'm actually gonna keep BMO because I wanna use their business credits pretty soon. So I'm going to keep that account, build a relationship with them. I might sign up for an advisor, even if I don't get that $100 gift card, just because I wanna be in their system and be on their mind. So when I get that business credit for my next fix and flip or for my next burr, they're like, yeah, we'll give it to you. You've been doing business with us, you're a good customer, so yeah. Oh, I just realized that I said 5. It's only 4 accounts, but I guess if I count the last business one, it is 5. The 4th one is going to be Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is giving away $300. All you need to do is deposit $1,000 in direct deposit over the course of 90 days. $1,000 is super easy for a lot of you. This is the second lowest on the list right after Chase. It's double the Chase offer of $500, but $1,000 is pretty simple and most people have that. You don't even have to submit your whole paycheck. A lot of you can just have 25%, 50% of your paycheck go to this one bank account and you can still keep your original. That's what I'm actually doing for all of these offers. I only do about 2 offers at a time, but basically what I'm doing is I'm doing 90% to one bank and then 10% to the next. What I did at the start is I did 90% to Sofi, 10% to BMO. Once I cleared the Sofi one, I switched it and I did 90% to BMO and then 10% back to my regular bank. All I'm doing after I get these deposits is I'm Zelling myself or sending the money through a bank transfer right away to my normal account. So this is why I say it takes 5 to 20 minutes, because it might take 5 minutes to sign up for the direct deposit, but then when you get your direct deposit, it just takes a little bit more work of transferring over. Or you can keep the account, like I said, if it's Chase earlier, you might want to use that account, so just switch all your bill payments, your car loan and everything to come out from your Chase account. Now we learn how to use these banks and the offers to our advantage. With these, you can take it a step further. You can get these bank accounts, especially the ones that you're gonna keep for yourself, and you can refer people. Chase Bank will give you $50 per referral. I'm not sure how much some of these other bank accounts will give you, but a lot of these bank accounts have referral bonuses. Sometimes they have specials where they're like $100. I think Sofi will give you $150. So when you use my Sofi link, they'll give you $150 when you refer someone. This is a good way to double down. So if you have spouses and friends, especially if you're gonna use the bank and you can recommend the bank, or you can give someone the gems about how to use these bank account bonuses to actually make another income. Now you increase your income for these banks themselves because you're getting that referral pay as well. So a couple of things to think about when it comes to these bank accounts is that some of them do have maintenance fees. So I think Chase Bank is $12, BMO is $25 if you get the highest one, and Wells Fargo $25 as well. There are ways around these, so make sure your marketing is down. I have an Excel sheet myself, so I marked the Excel sheet on when I signed up for the offer, when I finished the offer, if they paid me, and when I can re-sign up as well. That's a gem as well, because you can re-sign up for a lot of these bonuses. Some of the online banks like Sofi don't let you redo it. American Express doesn't let you redo it as well. But Chase Bank, you can do the offer every 2 years. right? You can do this offer every 2 years. I have a Chase bank account that I've had for the last 4 or 5 years. So what I'm actually gonna do is like BMO, like I said, I'm gonna use them. I'm going to switch my money to just still going to BMO, or when I sign up for another bank, just transferring back to BMO, because I'm gonna close my Chase account. And I still have my Chase business, so I can use that if I want to. And I also have my Chase credit cards and stuff. So I'm still gonna have a relationship with them. But after you close that bank account, I think if you wait 4 months, 6 months, I'm not really sure, you can sign up for the bank account again. And that's basically what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna get another $300, and I'm gonna tell my wife to do the same thing. So I'm gonna refer her, and I'm gonna get my 50, and then, wait, I should ask her to refer me, actually. I'll probably do it. I'll ask her to refer me. She's gonna get 50. I'm gonna get 300. And then when I'm done and her 2 years is up, I think which should be up pretty soon, I'm gonna tell her not to close that account. And then I'm gonna refer her, get 50, and she's gonna get another 300. That's $800 right there from doing nothing but closing and reopening my account. Like I mentioned, some of these accounts have a fee. You can get around it though by having, I think Chase wants $1,500 in direct deposits. Some banks just want to see you use the bank account. Sofi doesn't have a fee. A lot of credit unions want you to do 20 card swipes per month to just make sure it's being used, and so that they're not getting gypped out. And they don't want people to keep closing and canceling, which is why they have these rules. You can't just open these bank accounts and close it. If you close the bank account, or the bank account is in a negative or something like that, before you get your payout, you're not gonna get your payout, because they have nowhere to send it. The other thing is, a lot of times if you close your bank account within 3 months, 6 months of opening an account, they will take that back. So they'll pull that money out when you're closing your account, or they'll leave you in a negative balance and then ask you to pay for it. And then if you don't pay for it, you're gonna be bad in the check system, which is what banks use. It's like their FICO score, so banks will check that. And if you're bad, then they won't give you a new bank account, or they'll just send you to collection. So make sure you don't do that. To be mindful of that, use that Excel sheet, write that down right where you can close the account. A lot of the banks I listed, they want the account to be open for 90 days minimum. So on my 91st day, I'm going to close the account, just so I can not have all these bank accounts open, but then also because when it's time to renew in 2 years or once a year, some of these bank accounts, you can do this once a year, but they want you to be closed for like 6 months at least. I can redo it. Like with my Chase account right now, because I didn't plan it right, I went over. I could have probably had 3 or 4 bonuses by now. So with these accounts, I'm gonna be doing this once or twice a year. So I'm gonna write them all down, and I'm gonna know which ones are lifetime, which ones I can do every once a year, twice a year, so I know how to rotate and train this. This is why it's called churning. Like when churning butter, is a constant rotation. You can constantly rotate through these banks, especially the banks that have these writings in them that say you can do this multiple times and there's no limit to it. You just need to make sure you know when you can sign up for it again, when you can close the account, stuff like that. And now there are some tax implications with this, because it is earned income. If you earn over $600, companies have to send you a 1099, but a lot of these bonuses are under $600, so they won't send you a 1099. That doesn't mean you don't still have to put it on your taxes, but you do what you want with that, especially if you don't get a 1099. I have to take a sip of my coffee. That Javy Coffee, I know I talked about it a little bit, but this helps me get through these late night shifts and make these videos. So check them out. I'll put the link in the description. It's concentrate coffee, so you don't need to carry a big tub around, or you don't need to carry bottles of coffee around. You can just leave it at work in the fridge. I'm not even sure if it needs to be refrigerated. I don't know, but I'll put it in the refrigerator, and you just use like a teaspoon or 2 and it makes a cup of coffee. That's actually pretty good. Now, before we get into that 5th bank account, the way to get around a direct deposit, I forgot to mention 2 things. You can actually level up the amount of money you're earning by doing these simple things. So a lot of these companies, when you open an account, they want it to be from another checking account. But some of these companies will let you fund from a debit card or a credit card. If you're able to fund from a credit card, even if it's a 1% fee, if you have a sign-up bonus going on, you can use that. Or even if your credit card earns more than 1%, if it earns 2%, that 1% fee might be worth it. And basically you can fund $500, $1,000. I suggest to the max. So if it's $1,000, you fund $1,000 to the bank account, and guess what? Once the bank account is funded, you just send that money right back to pay that off, right? But now you get the points for it. And if it's a sign-up bonus, even more points. You can get $100,000 just by funding bank account bonuses without even spending money. You're just sending money to yourself. The other thing is going to be using these cashback sites. So remember how I talked about Sofi being up to $550, but if you caught it, only said that Sofi will give you $300. That's because there are some sites, if you sign up through Sofi through their link, they'll also give you an extra $250, $150. This is why I said I messed up when I did it for myself, but I changed when I did it for my wife, because she's earning $530 for that account sign up bonus, whereas I only earned $300. So I lost $230 because I didn't do enough research in the beginning. Now, if you want that link from me specifically so that you're not just gaining $300 from Sofi, but you're gaining over $450 because it fluctuates between $150 extra to $250 extra, comment below and I'll send you the steps to get that double bonus if you want. But those are some ways to maximize some of these bonuses and actually earn more money from these bonuses themselves. That fifth bank account, the way to get around a direct deposit is going to be with a business account. Now, I have a Chase business account that I use for this exact thing. Some banks, when you do this account opening bonus, they don't care if it's a business account, but a lot of banks have been wary of this and have found out about it, so they don't want to see Zelle payments, they don't want to see PayPal, they don't want to see bank transfers, they want to see direct deposit. The best way to get around that is to have another business account, but for me, I already had a Chase business account, so I just set it up like I'm paying an employee or paying a vendor, and I put my other account as the employee I'm sending, and I put my own name and a nickname in it and put payroll, but it counts as a direct deposit. It comes in, says D2P, the same way that my actual W2 codes when it comes into my account. When I sent money from my Chase business account, it coded the same way. And Sofi paid me for that. BMO is gonna pay me for that. So if your direct deposit isn't too high to trigger these higher bonuses or to trigger any bonuses at all, or you don't earn W2 income, this is a way to get around that, and this is how I'm actually getting my wife, who's a contractor, to actually get this bonus as well. But this is also how you double up on payments. Basically, the trick here is that once you get paid, like I got paid from my Sofi bank account, what I basically did is I sent money to my Chase account, my personal Chase account, and then from my personal Chase account, I sent money to my business Chase account. And then from my business Chase account, I set up that direct deposit. I didn't want to do a direct Zelle from my personal to my business Chase because I didn't want them to like catch that and be like, wait, he Zelled this business. And then that business direct deposit the same amount he Zelled. Red flag. So I just added a few extra steps. Now, when you're doing this, it's gonna put you past 10 to 20 minutes a month, but this is just how you step it up. Sometimes it's worth that extra 5 minutes, and you can even put that on auto as well for 2 cycles, but it might be worth it in this example for BMO to get that extra $250, or if you're gonna be $100 short for your Sofi, your Chase, or any of these bonuses, it might be worth it so you can make sure you get that full bonus payment as well. And my only tip there was just do it twice. Don't just do it once and be like, all right, it got me over the hump. Do it twice so they actually think it's a recurring direct deposit. Because like I said earlier, a lot of these banks want you to have recurring direct deposit. Some of these banks don't, and you can do the research into the fine print of each of these to make sure that they don't require it. But I say it's better to be safe than sorry, so just do a recurring direct deposit twice and just stop it. But because it's twice, it counts as that direct deposit for all of these banks. So yeah, hopefully you can see how you can easily earn an extra $5,000 to $10,000 this year by doing very little work. All you need to do is change your payroll to go from one bank to the next bank, and then change that once a month. You do that once a month and you can add $5,000 to $10,000, and like I said, even more, or guaranteed to $10,000 if you have a spouse or a significant other you can do this with. Now that you have $10,000, there's so much you can do now. You can use that to pay off a credit card. You can use that to buy a new car, to get the repairs on your house you want. You can use it to get a mortgage. You can use that as your down payment money. You can use this to start your IRA. You can use this to start your kids' college 529 plan. You can even use this for your 401k. Now, if you want tips and advice on how to make sure that your 401k isn't taking 28% of that $10,000 you just put into that, make sure you go watch that video. It might be here, it might be there. I don't know, that's why I put 2 hands. But go watch that.